So let me read Nietzsche's description, which is in Edinger here. So this is Edinger saying, I want to give you an example. This will do it much better than any talk can do of the kind of ecstasis that Nietzsche could fall into. He describes it in his book, Ecce Homo. This is Nietzsche speaking. Has anyone in the end of the 19th century had any idea of what poets have called inspiration? If not, I will describe it. If one has the slightest residue of superstition left in one's system, one could hardly reject altogether the idea that one is merely incarnation, merely mouthpiece, merely a medium of overpowering forces. The concept of revelation in the sense suddenly of indescribable certainty and subtlety. Something becomes visible, audible, something that shakes one to the last depths and throws one down. That really describes the facts. One hears, one does not seek. One accepts, one does not ask who gives. Like lightning, a thought flashes up from necessity without hesitation regarding its form. I never had a choice. A rapture whose tremendous tension occasionally discharges itself in a flood of tears. Now the pace quickens involuntarily. Now it becomes slow. One is altogether beside oneself with a distinct consciousness of subtle shudders and of one's skin creeping down to one's toes. Depth of happiness in which even what is more painful and gloomy does not seem something opposite but rather conditioned. Everything happens involuntarily to the highest degree, and a gale of feeling of freedom, of absoluteness of power, of divinity, the involuntariness of image and metaphor, the strangest of all. One no longer has no notion of what is an image or metaphor. Everything offers itself as the nearest and most obvious, simplest expression. Here all things come caressingly to your discourse and flatter you, for they want to ride on your back. On every metaphor you ride to every truth. The words and word shrines of all beings open up before you. Here all being wishes to become word. All becoming wishes to learn from you how to speak. Okay. I couldn't say it any better, but I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, that's kind of the way it came. And I'm sure you would agree, right?
But you don't have to go through this individually.
No. No.
I'm work on little pieces of it.
Absolutely, but I mean, let me give you another example. When I was doing drawing and things, when I was doing drawing and things, I was working with colored pencil at one point, and I had two photographs of my parents from when my mother was a graduate from high school, so she was 18, and obviously very beautiful and lovely, and my father was graduating from the Naval Academy. And so I started to do these drawings from those pictures. And first of all, I started to do it very pedantically, where I made this crosshatch on the page, and I was very carefully drawing all the outlines and trying to get it just right. And then I started to draw it in, and it was late at night, and about 11 o'clock or 11:30 at night, all of a sudden something clicked, and it was just like it came, and it was just magical. And I kept drawing, and I drew the two pictures. And in the morning, my mother came down and looked at them, and she just burst into tears. And she took the two photographs off the wall and put my two pictures up. She couldn't stand to look at the photographs anymore.
How old?
I was, I don't know, 55 or something like
Wow.
that.
Let's put this on the refrigerator, right?
No, but I, it was like a power took
Right.
over my hand, and I just couldn't do anything wrong.
Is
in
this
that
like is this something like Jung did with the Red Book?
Well, it is related to the Red Book, absolutely.